Today we're going to learn how to make this adorable 𝗬𝗎𝗓𝗓𝗓 dinosaur. This is a really fun tutorial and I hope you enjoy making it. Everything you need to make this comes directly from your kit. So I'm going to show you the supplies that I used. I used this variegated yarn to make the spikes. So you'll need some of that. And then you're going to use about a whole skein of a different color, whatever color you use, to make the body. So you're going to need 2 colors of yarn. From your toolkit, you're going to need a 4mm hook, the snippers, an embroidery needle, very important, comes in very handy, and a pair of safety eyes. The stitch marker would also come in super handy if you'd want to use that as well. So as you can see, everything you're going to need comes right in your toolkit and in your kit in general. I really hope you enjoy making this. Feel free to use different colors of yarn if you would like to. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with the color that I chose for the body. I'm going to go with this beautiful green, this vibrant green. And for this project, I'm going to go ahead and use a 4mm hook. I'm going to come back and grab the snippers later, as well as the embroidery needle. So I'm going to start off with that magic ring. Just like that, you created a magic ring. And I'm going to work 6 single crochets inside the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to pull this little tail and close the magic ring. Okay, so we're done with row 1. Now for round 2, I'm going to increase in each of the 6 stitches. So increasing is just single crocheting twice in the same stitch. So just like that, that was 1 increase. So now I'm going to increase again. So I just went once into this stitch. I'm going to go again back in that same stitch. So that was another increase. So we just did 2. So I'm going to increase 4 more times. And at the end of round 2, we should have 12 stitches. For round 3, I'm going to do single crochet increase, and repeat that all around 6 times. So single crochet, just 1 single crochet in the stitch, and in the second stitch it's going to be increase, which is 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So again, repeat that 5 more times around. By the end of round 3, you'll have 18 stitches. Okay, getting ready to start round 4, I'm going to pull up my stitch a bit so I don't lose my place, and I'm actually going to grab a stitch marker. now we'll start round 4, which is going to be 2 single crochet increase. So single crochet, increase, and you repeat that around 6 times. At the end of round 4, you'll have 24 stitches. When you get to that stitch marker, that very last stitch is going to be an increase. So starting row 5, it's going to be 3 single crochets increase. So you're increasing on the 4th stitch, and you're going to repeat that 6 times around. At the end of round 5, you're going to have 30 stitches, and the very last stitch, which is the one on the stitch marker, is going to be an increase. And with an increase on that last stitch, we've come to the end of round 5. So for the next 4 rounds, which is going to be round 6, 7, 8, and 9, we're just going to single crochet all around. So we're not doing any increases, we're just single crocheting. You're starting this round with 30 stitches, and you'll end round 9 again with 30 stitches. So we're just single crocheting all around for 4 rounds. Okay, so we just finished round 9. So what we're going to do from now on, the following rounds are going to be closing up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop and I'm going to place the safety eyes. So I'm going to probably place them around round 7 and 8. So if you don't know how to count rounds, this circle right here, that is your first one. That's the magic ring. Then you kind of go by the spiral, so by the rounds. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then round 9 that we just did. So I'm gonna put my eyes actually probably here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, between 6 and 7. And then each of these that look like little X's, those are each stitches that you've made. So I'd probably put it about 4 stitches apart, and I think that looks super cute. So I'm gonna lock them into place with the backings. Just push it in. And just like that, the eyes are locked into place. And I'm going to continue crocheting and we're going to decrease. So round 10 is 3 single crochets and then decrease. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You do 1 single crochet, the second, the third single crochet, and to decrease, insert the hook, pull the yarn through, insert the hook into the next stitch and pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. So I'm going to do that one more time. Single crochet 3 times and decrease. Insert the hook, pull the yarn through. So we just went into that stitch. Now we're going to go in the next stitch, insert the hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So continue doing that until you get to your stitch marker. That stitch marker is going to be a decreasing stitch. By the end of round 10, you're going to have 24 stitches left. Round 11 is going to be very similar, but we're only doing 2 single crochets instead of 3. So we're doing 2 single crochets and then decrease. And we're continuing that all the way around. So 2 single crochets, decrease. When you get to that stitch marker, that last stitch is going to be a decrease. And you'll have 18 stitches when you're done with round 11. The very last round is round 12. Round 12 is going to be 1 single crochet, decrease. So you're going to continue 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. You're going to continue that all the way around. By the end of round 12, you'll have 12 stitches left. Okay, and when you finish, so I just did the very last decrease, I'm going to do a slip stitch by pulling the yarn through and then under this next loop and pull up. So now we have the head all finished. So now we're going to work on the body. The body is made up very similar to the head, but we're just adding one extra round. So I'm going to start with that magic ring. Just like that, we have a magic ring, and I'm going to work 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pull that tail. So we just finished round 1. Round 2 is increasing in each of the 6 stitches. And remember, increasing is just single crocheting twice into the same stitch. So you're going to do that 6 times around. So increase 6 times. By the end of round 2, you'll have 12 stitches. Round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet increase, 1 single crochet increase. You're going to continue that all around. By the end of round 3, you'll have 18 stitches around. Round 4 is going to be 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet increase. So I'm going to put that stitch marker on our last stitch from round 3. So when we get to that stitch marker, that's going to be an increase. So at the end of round 4, we're going to have 24 stitches. So remember, 2 single crochet, increase. 2 single crochet, so 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, increase, and continue that around. Round 5 is going to be 3 single crochet increase, 3 single crochet increase. So you're going to repeat that all the way around. By the end of round 5, you'll have 30 stitches around. The next round is round 6. So for round 6, we're going to single crochet all the way around without doing any increases or decreases. So we're starting round 6 with 30 stitches. We're going to end with 30 stitches. And we're going to single crochet around for round 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 5 rows of just single crocheting all around. So you're starting with, again, 30 stitches, and you're going to end round 10 with those same 30 stitches. So round 11 of the body is going to be 3 single crochet decrease. You're going to continue that all the way around. When you get to your stitch marker, that last stitch is going to be part of the decrease, and you'll have 24 stitches when you finish round 11. So remember, 3 single crochet, and then to decrease, you insert the hook, pull the yarn. Now we're going to go through the next stitch, insert the hook, pull the yarn, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So you're going to continue that all the way around. Round 12 is going to be 2 single crochet decrease, 2 single crochet decrease, repeated all the way around. Remember, your stitch marker is going to mark that last stitch, which is going to be a decrease. And when you finish round 12, you'll have 18 stitches around. And our final round is going to be round 13. We're going to do 1 single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet decrease, repeated all the way around. When you finish round 13, you're going to have 12 stitches left. This is the final decrease of the round, so I'm going to do a slip stitch by inserting the hook into the next stitch, pulling the yarn through, then pulling it through the loop. I'm going to pull a good amount, grab my tool kit. We're going to need these snippers. And I'm going to leave a long tail because I'm going to use this to sew the head onto the body. And remember, it's always best to have extra when you cut the yarn rather than to need some. You can always cut off extra at the end. Okay, and finish pulling through. Now we have the head and the body finished, and they'll look a lot better once we add that fiber fill to them. Next, we're gonna make the snout. So for the snout, you're going to start with that magic ring again. But this time we're only going to do 5 single crochets in the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull this little tail. Okay, so that is round 1. For round 2, you're going to increase around each of the 5 stitches. So at the end of round 2, you're going to have 10 stitches. For round 3, we're going to single crochet around each of the 10 stitches. So at the end of round 3, we'll still have 10 stitches. Okay, so that was the last single crochet. Now I'm going to do the slip stitch again by inserting the hook through the stitch, pulling the yarn, and then going under that loop, leaving a good tail, because remember we're going to sew this onto the head. You can pull this out. And that is the little snout. Next, we're going to make the tail. So again, we're going to start with that magic ring. And 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Pull this little tail. For round 2, it's going to be single crocheting 6 all around. Round 3 is going to be increasing and single crochet 2. So you're going to repeat that around. At the end of round 3, you're going to have 8 stitches. So you're just increasing and single crocheting 2. You're doing that twice around. Round 4, you're going to single crochet all around the 8 stitches. Round 5 is going to be 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase. You're going to do that all the way around. At the end of round 5, you're going to have 12 stitches. And the final round is round 6. Round 6 is going to be 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet increase. You're going to repeat that around and you'll have 16 stitches at the end of round 6. that's it, the tail's done. So once again, we're going to end with the slip stitch and leave a long tail for sewing. Okay, so we just have a couple more pieces left to make. I'm going to start with the magic ring again because we're going to make the arms. So make a magic ring. And this time in the magic ring, we're going to work 5 single crochets. And pull the tail. So that is round 1. Round 2 of the arms is going to be increasing in each stitch. So each of those 5 stitches. At the end of round 2, you're going to have 10 stitches around. That's the end of round 2. Round 3, 4, and 5 are going to be 3 rows of single crochet. So you're going to continue single crocheting. At the end of round 5, you'll still have 10 single crochets, 10 stitches around. So again, it's just 3 rows of single crocheting around. And to finish off, we're going to do a slip stitch and leave a tail for sewing. And that is the first arm. To make the second arm, it's the exact same pattern, so I'm going to go ahead and do what we just did. We're going to do it one more time. So 5 single crochets into the magic ring. Pull the tail. Round 2 is increasing in each of the 5 stitches. So at the end of round 2, you'll have 10 stitches around. Rounds 3, 4, and 5 are going to be 3 rounds of single crocheting around. So at the end of round 5, you'll have 10 stitches around. After the final single crochet of round 5, then we're going to slip stitch and cut a tail for sewing. And that is the arm. The very last pieces are going to be the legs. So we're going to do that magic ring again. Single crochet 6 into the magic ring. And pull the little tail. Round 2 is going to be increasing in each of the 6 stitches, so at the end of round 2 you're going to have 12 stitches around. Rounds 3 through 5 are going to be 3 rounds of single crochet, so we're going to do 3 rounds of 12 stitches around. At the end of round 5, we're still going to have 12 stitches around. After the final single crochet, I'm going to do a slip stitch again, pull the yarn through and cut a tail, leaving a tail for sewing. And lastly, I'm going to do the second leg. So do that magic ring. So do that magic ring and single crochet 6 inside the magic ring. Pull the tail. Round 2 is increasing in each of the 6 stitches. At the end of round 2, you'll have 12 stitches around. Rounds 3 through 5 are 3 rounds of single crocheting around. So you're starting round 3 with 12 stitches, you'll end round 5 with those same 12 stitches. We're just single crocheting around. a slip stitch. And pull this tail. You can put whatever you have left with the green to the side. You're done with it for now. If you have all your pieces piled together like so, and you accidentally get your arms mixed up with the legs, don't worry. The legs should be a little bit bigger than the arms because we did 6. We started off with 6 single crochets in the magic ring, and our final round was 12. And with the arms around, we ended up with 10. So you can always count the stitches around if you're not sure. If you can't really tell the difference by which one is bigger, you can always count the stitches, which each V is a stitch. So for example, for this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this one is a leg. So we're almost done with the dinosaur. We have all the pieces made for the body, but now we're gonna make the little spikes to go along the back. So I'm gonna use this variegated color. Each spike is going to be the same pattern, and I'm going to make 6 of them. So I'm going to start with the magic ring, and I'm going to work 6 single crochet inside that magic ring. Then I'm going to pull the tail shut after making those 6 single crochet. And that's round 1. Round 2 is going to be increasing in each of those 6 single crochet. So by the end of round 2, there should be 12 stitches total. Round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet in each of the 12 stitches around. So you're going to do 12 single crochets around. After the last single crochet, you're going to do a slip stitch and leave a long tail for sewing. Then you could snip off that tail and finish pulling this through. So we are going to make 6 of these spikes. You can always make more or less. In fact, if you want, you can make 6 of them right now, and after piecing together the dinosaur, if you find you need more, then you can always make more. It's super simple, just those 3 rows. Okay, so we're going to make another one. With the magic ring, you're going to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Pull the little tail. That's row 1 is done. Now you're going to do the second one by doing 2 increases in each of the next 6 stitches. So you're going to end this round with 12 stitches around. After your last increase for round 2, round 3 is going to be 12 single crochet around, so you're just single crocheting in each of the 12 stitches for round 3. And to finish off, you do a slip stitch by pulling the yarn through and then under that loop. And there's another spike. all the pieces laid out here, and as we're going to start to sew, I actually want to go over a couple different ways to sew on your pieces. So I'm going to grab the toolkit. We're going to need an embroidery needle. And I'm first going to grab one spike and the tail. So we're going to thread the yarn through the needle, and I'm going to be working with the spike. And I'm going to sew on the spike to the tail. So what I wanted to discuss really quickly was that there's multiple ways to sew on pieces onto the amigurumi, and there's no right or wrong way. It's just completely what you feel comfortable with. For example, right now I'm sewing on the spike to the tail, and I haven't stuffed the tail yet. So what I would suggest is trying it both ways. Trying to sew on pieces like this before they're stuffed, and then you can try once everything is together. Say you would assemble the dinosaur first and then add the spikes. You can try both ways and see what you prefer. Like I said, most of this, there's no right or wrong way. It's about personal preference and what you enjoy the most. After you finish stitching on the spike, then you can make a knot on the inside. And you don't have to cut off this excess yarn tail, you can just stuff it in since we're going to add fiber fill in the tail anyways. Okay, so that is the spike on the tail. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is add fiber fill to our main pieces. going to insert the yarn in the needle, and I'm going to go ahead and sew the body and the head together. So when you finish stitching the pieces together, you can go ahead and make a knot. And when you make the knot, it can really be in any spot because we're going to pull it through the body or the head, wherever you make it. So it's going to be hidden. So I made my knot and I'm going to pull it through and cut off the excess. Next, I'm going to go ahead and sew on the snout. So if you would like, you can make little nostrils on the snout. I'm actually going to use the variegated color to make the nostrils. So I'm going to start with making a knot. And you can use a regular black piece of yarn or some embroidery thread, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to use this piece. And I didn't control what color. It could have been blue, purple, black, whatever color came out. It just so happened that this dark, like a navy blue black color came out. So that's probably what the nostril color is going to turn out. So I'm just going to make 2 lines. Just like that, and that is the snout. So I'm going to again make a knot in the back. And instead of cutting off the tail, I'm just going to stuff the snout with the extra yarn. I'm going to use this little pin to keep this in place to make it a little easier when I'm sewing it on so it doesn't move. Okay, so I have the snout securely sewn on there. So what I'm going to do is continue sewing the rest of the body pieces, and I'm just going to put them in place temporarily just with these little needles, and then I will just keep sewing these on. Again, there's no right or wrong way to sew. I'm just going to do whatever looks best for the hands, the legs, and the tail. Now that the body is all sewn together, I'm going to go ahead and line up the spikes and see how I like it best. And remember, after sewing on each spike, you're just going to make a little knot and then hide it in the body like we have been doing with each part. It's the same as sewing on the arm or the leg. The spikes are just going to be placed like so all along the back of the dinosaur. And then you don't have to put any stuffing in these. I didn't put any fiber fill at all. I'm just going to be folding them in half like this and then sewing them right onto the body. So I just finished sewing all the pieces together. I do want to make a note that I did say to make 6 spikes, but for this one I only ended up using 5, so I did have an extra spike. Besides that though, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I would love to see your dinosaurs and what colors you chose to make your dinosaur with. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you love your new dinosaur amigurumi, your new dinosaur plush. And hopefully you learned some new crochet skills with this tutorial as well.